in Pharmaceuticals in association with Higher Secondary Principals Forum.
So hello students. In the last session we saw about the elements of supervision and leadership in directing. Now we will look ahead with the next element of directing, which is a very crucial element called motivation. What is motivation? The meaning. We will also look at Abraham Maslow's need hierarchy theory of motivation, and we will look at the different incentives that the managers use to motivate their workers. If you look at this image and you see, there is an element of motivation that drives all of us to achieve a particular desire, a need within us. When you are motivated, I am sure you will agree that it is a kind of stimulus that makes you to get into an action towards achievement of that goal. I hope that you are motivated enough to study well and achieve your goals in life ahead. So what is this motivation about in management? It is the process of stimulating people to action for accomplishment of desired goals. All of us have varied need levels. All of us have different desires. When you are motivated, those needs have to be fulfilled, and when you are motivated, you work constantly and you work harder towards accomplishing those needs. When the needs are fulfilled, you get satisfied about it. For example, there is always a motive that drives us. There is a motive within each of us. We want to achieve something. Let us say we want to achieve 100% result, or we want to achieve good marks at the board exam. That's your motive. What will be the action? What will be the stimulus within you? Automatically you will start framing probably a timetable. Automatically you will study regularly. Automatically you will drive yourself towards solving previous question papers. You will look at ways of answering different questions. You will solve the problems. You will clarify your doubts. What are all these actions that you are performing? Is nothing but you are working towards the accomplishment of your motive, which is to get good marks at the board exam. What about workers in the organization? Do they have any motives? Well, all workers don't have the same motives. Everyone have different motives of joining the organization. Is it important that your worker is motivated enough to give his best? Definitely yes. So as in management, when you are a manager, your task is to motivate your employees such that they move in the direction of accomplishing the goals of the organization. So it involves the process of making the subordinate to act in a desired manner to achieve certain goals in the organization. This summarizes the meaning of motivation. Once again, it is a process of making your subordinate to act in a desired manner to achieve certain organizational goals. So, in this context, in management, we learn about one concept of theory of psychology called Abraham Maslow's need hierarchy theory of motivation. What is the essence of this theory in our management? Well, students, if you as a manager can identify the need level of your employees, then you can match up a suitable incentive to it, and that will help the worker to motivate him better to perform his work. But first and foremost, we need an understanding as to what are these need levels of human beings. And Abraham Maslow has very well described these need levels of human beings. He gives us a clear idea through his theory of motivation, and we will look at it in detail. If you look at this diagram now, it's a triangle with 5 need levels. Okay? At the very bottom, what you see is physiological needs of every human being. What are physiological needs of a human being? It includes air, water, food, clothing, shelter, which all of us strive towards. Then Abraham Maslow says that every human being, once he has these need levels satisfied, automatically they are driven towards the safety security needs. Suddenly you will find people more worried about family security, insurances, health, safety, job security. These constitute the safety needs of an individual. Personal security, health, property, all this kind of issues worry the person. That is the need. And automatically, what is the action that is seen? You will find people getting themselves insured, getting their property insured, taking life insurances. Why? Because they are in this second need level of the need hierarchy. Then we move towards the third level. Interestingly, every human being wants to feel belonged, wants to feel affection. No one likes to be isolated. Okay? As a human being, we are social beings and we like to feel a sense of belonging. Where do we feel most belong is first and foremost with our family. What about in an organization, students? How can we be made to feel belonged in an organization? If your management involves you in decision making, if they take your suggestions, if they involve you in as a team, you feel a part of that organization. If you are ignored and just, kept in your place, not taken your suggestions, not being involved, you will feel isolated. And this kind of builds a kind of a barrier between you and the management. So this is not an advisable factor. This is love and belonging, affection needs that we look for. Okay? Belonging needs can be built in the management, can be built in the organization. How do we build belonging needs in an organization? By including the workers in the decision making process, by asking their suggestions. You will feel wanted, right? If your management is asking you some suggestion. If you are not asked anything, day in, day out, you come, work and go. Is that a very healthy environment, so to say? You may say maybe or may not be. Most of us will want to feel made to feel involved in our organization. It creates a sense of belongingness. You feel a part of that company. Moving ahead to the next need level, look at esteem needs. What are esteem needs? It's your status, your ego within you. All of us have our self-esteem. We try our best to achieve those self-esteem needs. Recognition, the status that we earn, the positions that we gain, help us to fulfill these self-esteem needs. For example, student, if you are made the monitor of the class, if you are made the leader of your institution, that is giving you a position, that is giving you some recognition. Will you feel happy about it? Will you feel motivated about it? Do you feel positive about it? Definitely yes. So self-esteem needs get fulfilled when you are given a position, given some recognition. An example, let us say you topped in your subject. You are given in front of everyone an award, a trophy, a medal. You may be a sports person. You have received a state award for your efforts in a particular field of sports. You are recognized for your effort in sports. What are all these constituting? It constitutes to recognition, it constitutes to your self-esteem needs. Now, knowing that these are self-esteem needs, how can self-esteem needs be fulfilled in the organization? Okay. Do we as employees want recognition? Yes, of course. Not everyone comes to work only for money. At some point of time, you will want that your hard work is appreciated. At some point of time, you will want that your work is recognized by your management. So, management can fulfill these self-esteem needs by giving you an award. Do companies give award to employees? Yes, they give awards for their hard work, for their best performance. It's done annually in some companies. They have annual award functions. They give merit certificates. They give them trophies. They give them medals. They give them recognition in terms of promotions. Okay? By doing such things, what are they doing? They are fulfilling the self-esteem needs of the individual. Will the individual feel motivated with that? Definitely, yes. He will feel his hard work has paid off. And lastly, we look at the self-actualization need. It is at the topmost. So, it is the highest level in the need hierarchy theory of motivation. What is self-actualization need? It is the desire to become what one is most capable of. It is the highest level. If I ask you a question now, students, name the basic level in the need hierarchy theory. It is the physiological needs. Okay? If I ask you a question, which is the highest level in the need hierarchy theory? Yes, self-actualization need. These kind of questions can appear at the board exam, asking you to state the basic level or the highest level in the need hierarchy theory, or the question can also come as to identify what need level is being spoken of. For example, if I say Raju has been given a post of manager, or status in the organization has improved of Mr. Raju. What need level has been fulfilled? What is the answer? Status is which need level of an employee? Yes, correct. Esteem needs of the employee. If I say Mr. Raju is looking for shelter, accommodation, which need level is being referred to in the hierarchy of need theory? It is physiological needs. So, hope that we will look at this particular diagram which is there. Now, how can this question come for the board exam? 1. Explain Maslow's need hierarchy theory of motivation. If you look at this diagram from the textbook, you need to learn the triangle. While drawing this, students, please note, do not interchange the levels. Maintain each level for what it is. For example, at the very bottom, what you see is the basic physiological needs. Then comes your safety, security needs, followed by affiliation, belonging needs, and then esteem needs, and highest is your self-actualization needs. Clear with this diagram? If you look at what is in those two boxes, well, that is just an explanation of some examples which are given to you to help you understand what are the individual examples of each of these levels and how it can be satisfied in the organization. So, for example, hunger is an individual example of basic physiological need. How can hunger be satisfied in the organization? Through basic salary. See, if we give our employee a basic good salary, he can fulfill the need of his hunger. Or let us say, one of you is employed in another state. You are from Goa, you have gone to another state to work. Over there, you don't have accommodation, you are paying rent from your salary, okay? You are paying rent from your salary. So your shelter needs are in question. From your salary, you are already paying towards rent. Will that start bothering you? Yes, it starts bothering you because in some way that need level starts getting activated. You are worried about it now. That worry will, change your focus. You will be disturbed, distracted while doing your work. What can management do now to satisfy this need? If they observe you closely, if you are a good manager, you will observe the worker. If you find that he is being a little disturbed, try to inquire what is happening. Soon you will realize that the underlying factor is that he is spending for rent. His basic physiological needs, he is worried about that, his shelter. So how can you satisfy that? Well, if you can as a management, then either number one, provide him some accommodation facility, maybe on sharing basis. Will that take care of his basic physiological needs? Yes, it won't be eating into his salary. Or it could be if you don't have provision to give him accommodation, maybe what you can do is provide him some additional package in his salary so that he can cover up some rental expenditure. Will this kind of satisfy this need level? Definitely yes, it will ease him down largely. So what we are trying to understand, student, is that Maslow has given us these 5 need levels. As a manager, what I am trying to do is, I am trying to understand at what need level is my employee. And if as a manager, as an organization, I can fulfill those needs, then I am bringing about great motivation in that employee. Then I am helping him to concentrate better in his work. Then I am motivating him to perform better towards the organizational goals. So moving to the safety security needs, if you look at that example given in the slide, look, stability of income. All of us want secured jobs. Who doesn't want a secured job? Everyone wants a secured job. Job security is a primary safety security needs. Security of your loved ones. There will be a time in your life where you will be worried about your family members, their well-being, children's education. Okay? What will happen to my family if something happens to me? These are the questions that arise with this safety security needs. How can we fulfill these needs? How can the company satisfy these needs? Well, it can give you something called as a pension plan. Will this give you some kind of security? Definitely yes. At least you are assured that this is going to be, after something happens to me, at least there will be some financial benefit given to my family. Or what will happen to me when I grow old? Will I have money? So this is safety security needs examples. How can you satisfy this? How can management satisfy this? By giving you pension schemes, by giving you job security, making you permanent in the organization. Will this release you of that stress? Yes. It gives you an absolute release, and then again you will be motivated towards working better. What are affiliation belonging needs? I will go once more through it, students. Friendship, belonging needs. All of us want to feel belonged, I said. How can this be built in the organization? Cordial, friendly relations between the management and workers, including you in the decision making process, asking you your suggestions. In that way, you feel belong, you feel wanted in the organization. Esteem needs are, example given here is status. How can esteem needs be fulfilled in the organization? By giving you a job title. For example, you may be an executive working in the company. You are promoted now to the position of a manager, giving you a job title, manager. Is that going to fulfill your self-esteem needs? Definitely yes, right? And last of all, self-fulfillment, self-actualization needs. And that is the highest level in the organization. We say in this context that you feel satisfied as an individual with all your accomplishments, with all your achievements. So that's the explanation of your Maslow's need hierarchy theory of motivation. If we look through these slides, I have already explained each and every level to you in detail. Okay, the basic physiological needs, students, please read it carefully. It is physiological needs, not psychological needs. Physiological needs. What are physiological needs including? It includes your hunger, thirst, shelter, sleep. And once again, look at the word highlighted. How does these get satisfied in the organization? Through basic salary. Then comes your safety security needs. Job security, stability of income are examples of security needs. Affiliation is acceptance and friendship. Esteem are your recognition, your attention, your self-respect that you get in your organization. And lastly, the highest level is the self-actualization need. So moving ahead, students, in management, okay, now we understood the theory of motivation given by Abraham Maslow. This brings us to the next part of motivation, that's called an incentive. We want to motivate our subordinates. The way to do it is provide an incentive. What is an incentive? An incentive is a positive motivational influence on a person that helps him improve his performance. For example, if I say, if you get 100 on 100, I will give you 3 stars, I will give you good remark, I will give you certificate. What am I doing? These things are incentives I am giving you, motivating you towards accomplishment of your task and helping you to improve your performance. In the management context, we need to understand that as a manager, we need to constantly motivate our employees. And know one thing, students, not all employees get motivated with finance and money alone. There are different factors that we need to understand. Money is not the only element that motivates people in the organization. There are other factors as well. There are other types of incentives. And let us understand those incentives in detail. Okay? So, all measures taken by management to improve the performance of employees is an incentive used. Something that you are giving, something that you are undertaking so that the worker feels motivated to perform his job. But like I said, not everyone gets motivated for the same incentive. You need to, as a manager, identify the correct incentive for the correct employee. So let's look at the types of incentives. So broad classification of incentives are financial incentives and non-financial incentives. So what are financial incentives? See the word itself, student, financial incentive. It refers to an incentive where we are using money, anything related to finance, direct monetary benefit we are giving our subordinate. We are giving our employees something in terms of money. Then we call it a financial incentive. It can be provided to individuals either on a group basis or on an individual basis. Depends. That is the prerogative of the management, that is the decision of the management, how they want to give this financial incentive. So financial incentive, once again students, is something that we give in terms of money, some benefit in terms of money, what we are offering as an incentive so that they work better. For example, if I say, you sell 5 cars, you are a sales executive, student, you are a sales executive in a car selling company. If I say you sell 5 cars, I give you 10,000 rupees incentive for this month. Will that motivate you? Will that drive you better to perform? Won't you? Knowing that that is the incentive you are getting, the financial benefit you are getting, you will automatically be driven to perform better and sell those 5 cars for the month. So that is an example of a financial incentive, giving you some sort of commission, giving you some sort of bonus. These are types of financial incentives that a management will use so that you are motivated to perform better at your work. So what are non-financial incentives? Non-financial incentives are mainly fulfilling those needs that cannot be measured in terms of money. Like I said, not everyone gets motivated in terms of money. Some needs are out of our emotion or our self-esteem needs. So, we will look at those non-financial incentives. They have nothing related to money. So, let us look at types of financial incentives. First and foremost, pay and allowance. What is pay and allowance, students? Pay and allowance means the basic pay and salary that a person earns at a workplace. When we give basic pay and salary to an employee, as a matter of principle, this salary should be subjected to an increment on a yearly basis. Because keep in mind that inflation is also rising. So, there should be some amount of increment given to you on a yearly basis. So, your basic pay and allowance will include all your traveling allowance, your dearness allowance and all other allowances put together is your pay and allowance. Now, let us say this pay and allowance is not being increased. Company is earning profit, but they are not giving you any increments. Every little while they pass a kind of a policy saying that we will forward the increment for the following year. 1 year will go by, second year is going by. Each time they are saying that, okay, next year we will increase your salary. Slowly but surely, will you not feel dejected, disappointed? Will you not feel anger? Will you not feel frustration? Yes. I am sure you are identifying those feelings when I say that when increment is not given, which is due to you, which is to be given to you, but they are denying, then it will become a demotivating factor. In management, we want our workers to be motivated. We want that they give their best to the organization. Then we need to in some way also know that this basic pay and allowance has a great influence in motivating our employees. So, make sure that you must increase it on a yearly basis so that it provides him the satisfaction that his basic pay is fulfilled in the organization. Moving ahead to what is bonus. Bonus is a one-time reward given to the employee in a particular year. If you observe as an example, you will observe that companies give bonus especially during festival times, Diwali or Ganesh Chaturthi time, they will give a bonus to the employees. Won't you feel happy because it's an additional financial reward given to you? You can use that money to spend for your own needs or for whatever purpose, but bonus is always a welcome motivating factor, financial incentive to any employee. What is productivity linked wages? Here we are paying wages as per the output produced by the workers. See the word productivity linked wages. So, if you produce more, common language or in simple terms, if you produce more, you are paid more wages. As per your output, wages will be paid. This is something similar to the differential piece wage system which we had done in chapter 2. Okay? Just to remind you, let us say there is a person A who produces or sells, let us say he sells 5 cars for the month and the other sells 3 cars for the month. What will be productivity linked wages? We give him person A wages as per the output. This person sold more, so he will get obviously more wages as compared to the other person who sold lesser number of outputs. So, in this case, we are linking the wages to the output produced by the workers. What is co-partnership and stock option? Here we, as a reward for their service, what we can do to motivate our employees is offer the shares of the company at a price lower than the market price. Now, by doing so, when we offer the shares of the company at a price lower than the market price, we are making them co-partners in our business. By doing this, we are giving them a sense of belongingness. They now feel a part of the company, not just employees. So this is called as a stock option. When do we give this? When there is some extraordinary work done by the employee, we may offer him the shares of the company at a price lesser than the market price as a reward for his service. Moving to the next, profit sharing. What is profit sharing? Simple, in simple terms, giving a share in the profit of the company. I always use this as an example which actually happened to some of my friends who work in the corporate world. And it happened that the CEO of the company, students, he issued a letter to each and every employee in the organization stating the annual goal in terms of volumes. He said, if we accomplish so many crores of profit, then each of the person would get a share in the profit. And what happened was, the security guard, the cleaner, the gardener, the receptionist, the technicians, the housekeeping, be it the manager, the director, each and every person belonging to all different levels received this letter. How did it work as a motivating factor? Well, definitely yes. You know what actually happened? You would see the gardener actually doing his work, gardening there and ensuring that it looks clearly beautiful. You would see the security guard actually saying, good morning sir, opening, closing the gate very efficiently. You would see the receptionist actually involved in the work, greeting and solving the queries of the clients at the desk, and so on and so forth. What was the end result? I am smiling because the end result was a positive one. They were so motivated that all of them, all their efforts resulted in the accomplishment of those of the target, and each of them got a share of the profit, which was really noteworthy. So coming back to the meaning of profit sharing, students, it simply means giving a share in the profits of the company. When you do this, when you offer a share of profit of the company to the employees, they feel motivated to work better for your company. Look at retirement benefits. What are retirement benefits? After your service ends, you are looking for some financial security, like a pension plan, like a provident fund. These things fulfill the retirement benefits. And last of all, perquisites. I'll repeat the pronunciation once again, students. It is perquisites. Perquisites or perks are also called as fringe benefits, additional benefits that we are giving our employees. For example, you may give him a car allowance, you may give him medical allowance, you may give him children's educational finance. All these are examples of perquisites. Okay? The more the perquisites, the better you feel at your work, since the company is giving you those in terms of the financial benefits. So having said this, we have completed the financial incentives, and we will move ahead quickly to the non-financial incentives. So moving ahead with the next part of the incentives is the non-financial incentives. Students, there are employees in your companies that necessarily don't get motivated with money. There are other factors which we spoke about. So let us look at what are these other non-financial benefits which are not monetary, which are not related to money, but yet provide a sense of motivation to our employees. So the very first one, students, is status. What is status, students? It is position, giving him some position in the organization. For example, you are promoted to a team leader, to a manager, to an assistant manager, to a position in the organization. This sense of being put up to a position gives you a sense of fulfillment. It makes you feel that all your hard work has paid off. You are recognized for your efforts. Second is the career advancement opportunities. See, students, everyone in the organization needs to have a platform to improve his career. How can we provide this career advancement opportunity? By giving training opportunities to our employees. I'll give you an example. Let us say I, as a company, send you to USA for 1 year. training at our other branch, so that when you return, you will bring back with you additional information, new latest technology which will benefit our company. Two things have happened, students. One, you are getting an opportunity to go to another country, to our other branch and learn something new. It's a positive factor. You are going to feel highly motivated about it. Since everything is paid for you, you are just going there and gaining that knowledge and coming. I as a company am gaining from it also, because I am spending on you, no doubt, but when you return, you are going to contribute your efforts in the company with the latest training that you are going to bring from there and come to, and work here. You are going to contribute that efforts to be more efficient in our company. You will be training the others in our company in that area of work. It is definitely going to improve the efficiency in our company. Now, how does this mean career advancement? Student, if this same person intends to leave the company and proceed elsewhere, this will be also an added advantage for you, because you have been trained in a different land. If you have been given an opportunity to train, you have earned some skills, technical skills, professional skills. If you look at in the company itself, will you have career advancement opportunity? Yes, because you are gained an experience and specialized training skills. Tomorrow if there is a vacancy available in our organization to promote you to a higher level, then you will be chosen, because you already have the potential which you have gained through that training. So yes, training opportunities are nothing but career advancement opportunities that the company is giving to the employee. Both are gaining. The employee is gaining because it helps his future career to improve. He scales to a better height and gains much more in terms of his position, promotion, not only in the company. Tomorrow even if he thinks of proceeding to outside the company, to moving ahead to join other companies, he will be given higher positions there because he has gained some specialized training and skills. Let's look at organizational climate and job enrichment. So what is job enrichment? Sometimes when we do the same job continuously, we get bored, we get lethargic. Our interest, we get disconnected from that job. So what can the management do? Job enrichment means adding variety to your existing work, making it more interesting so that you connect once again to the work. For example, if you are an accountant, I could probably put back your interest by adding some new accounting techniques. It will keep you occupied, it will keep you interested and connected. Maybe I could add a new variety to your already existing nature of work. By doing this, I create an interest back again in your mind regarding your work. Because when we get bored, our energy will dip down, we will be less motivated to do that work. But when we enrich that work, we add some variety, some new aspect to it, we automatically get inclined, our interest gets inclined towards it and we take more keen interest in our job. So that is job enrichment. Employee recognition program. Interesting to note this, students. Just like you as students get rewarded for your hard work and your efforts in your schools, when your principal, when your management give you certificates of appreciation for your highest marks or your sports or in any area, let us say in some dance competition you won, some are very good singers, so you may get prizes for singing. What is all prizes? Prizes is nothing but a reward for your hard work, for your talent. What about employees? Similarly, workers get recognized for their work. Even the management tries their best to have annual functions and gatherings where they give recognition to this hard work. Do they give you some certificates? Yes, some companies give you certificates, some may give you awards, some may give you a medal. You may have heard of when you complete some number of years of service, some people get gold medals from the company. right? What is all this? Sometimes it necessarily need not be giving you these trophies. A simple thing like giving you recognition would involve putting your name on the notice board and saying employee of the month. Have you seen this? Well, I have seen it in 2 or 3 places. One, when I entered a hospital in Goa itself, at the entrance there was a board put up there, employee of the month, and it was supposedly a chef's image and his entire work profile was given there. By giving you this sort of recognition amongst all the employees, that also includes employee recognition program. Or you could be given some medals and stars. You may have observed when you go to certain outlets or restaurants, you will find some of those persons there with stars here written employee of the month. Giving you these kind of stars is nothing but a recognition for your efforts. It's a non-financial incentive. You feel boosted, you feel energized that your hard work is being rewarded by your management. What is employee empowerment? Employee empowerment means giving you authority, autonomy, freedom to do your work. See, with freedom comes responsibility. Don't think that freedom means I'll do what I want at my workplace. Is that what you imply as? No. Empowerment here is giving you autonomy such that you are given freedom to conduct the work in the manner you feel best suited, as long as you finish your work in the desired manner, as long as you achieve the task of the organization. You are responsible, student, for the completion of your work. So as a manager, remember that employee empowerment, sometimes giving you autonomy, giving you freedom is also important. We sometimes curtail the efforts of our employees. By giving them some kind of freedom, they may perform better at their work. What is employee participation? If you look at employee participation, it simply means including you in the teamwork, making you a part of the team. How to make you feel a part of the team? By including your suggestions, by asking your views, by asking your opinions. It will reflect that management is concerned and your view matters. That is why they are asking you. If you are not asked, if your opinion is not regarded, you may also feel left out in the organization. So very important is to make you feel a part of the team. It will motivate you to perform better. How can we fulfill this? Through employee participation, involving you in the team, taking your opinion, taking your views, taking your suggestions and asking you your opinions on certain decisions of the company. By doing this, we are fulfilling the employee participation non-financial incentive need of the person. And lastly, job security. Like I mentioned earlier, everyone seeks to have a secure job. You will find that people who have temporary jobs or contract basis job, they will always have the worry behind them. Will I be here? Will I continue in service? That worry sometimes reflects in the work. So when you make this person permanent, it could create a positive impact. He or she may perform much better. But realistically, there are two sides to this job security. It is also observed, students, that once a person is made permanent, because he is permanent, he takes things for granted and may just about not work with the same energy level. Okay? So sometimes job security is a cause of worry, definitely, but making him permanent has a two-tone effect. One, positive, he gets released of that stress, he concentrates better. But it is also observed in practice that employees tend to take things for granted and just about not give their best to the organization like they were doing before. But nevertheless, still we cannot underestimate the fact that job security does play an important and a vital role in motivating our employees, and so that is why it comes under the non-financial incentive. Okay. What about organizational climate, students? See, it should be an approachable environment where employees' suggestions, rules, regulations in the organization should not be so stringent and block the communication in the organization. So, there should be an open environment and a good relation between the management and workers. So, with that we finish with the non-financial incentives, which include status, career advancement opportunities, organizational climate, job enrichment, employee recognition programs, employee empowerment, employee participation and job security. Now, how can this question come for the board exam, students? 1. Explain the following non-financial incentives. So, the question will state which one. So, do not leave out any, students. Learn all the non-financial incentives. Do not leave any of these. Okay? See that you learn all the non-financial incentives. Or it can come, status is which kind of an incentive? So, answer is non-financial incentive. Okay? Or explain what is job enrichment. So, these are the kind of questions that can appear for the board exam. So, let us summarize once more what is this concept of motivation that we have done. Let us summarize the concept of motivation once more. Motivation is a stimulus that we enact some certain action. We also looked at motivation, Abraham Maslow's need hierarchy theory of motivation, in which we learned that Abraham Maslow classified need levels of the any individual, any human being into 5 levels. Okay? There are 5 need levels in every human being, beginning with basic physiological needs, then followed by. So, let us summarize now, students, what we have learned under motivation. We learned the meaning of motivation, and we also saw Abraham Maslow's need hierarchy theory of motivation, in which Abraham Maslow identified 5 need levels of employees. The 5 need levels of any individual, what he says are: first, basic physiological needs, followed by safety security needs, then comes your affection and belonging needs, followed by esteem needs, and lastly your self-actualization need. Why do we learn Maslow's theory basically? Is because we want to understand at what need level is our employee, so that we can substitute a suitable incentive to match that need level. Then we went on to understand what are incentives, and we learned what are financial, non-financial incentives. Financial incentives are anything that we relate to money, some reward that we are giving in terms of money to our employees in order to motivate them. Then we looked at non-financial incentives, which are nothing related to money. It is more psychological and emotional esteem requirements of an individual. Under the financial incentives, we have seen pay and allowance, bonus, productivity linked wages, co-partnership or stock option. We also looked at profit sharing, retirement benefits and perquisites. What are perquisites once more, students? They are called fringe benefits, additional benefits given to the employees, like car allowance and medical allowance is an example of perquisites. Followed by non-financial incentives. Under non-financial incentives, we have done status, which is a position which you get in an organization. Career advancement opportunities is the platform that you get for your training. And how does training help you? It increases your potential, it increases your future growth in the company. Organizational climate and job enrichment, we saw. Job enrichment simply is adding variety to your work to overcome the situation where you are bored of doing the same work day in, day out. So, how can I create that interest back again? By adding some variety to your work. Your employee recognition program, students, include giving you recognition, maybe for example calling you in front of your team and asking your team to clap for you, or it could be putting your name on a notice board right at the top saying Employee of the Month, or it could be giving you some award, reward, certificate, trophy. These are examples of recognition programs undertaken by the management. Followed by your employee empowerment. What is empowerment here? The word empowerment means giving you some autonomy, giving you some freedom while you are performing your job. This kind of freedom also brings responsibility in you, because you have to perform your job responsibly and make sure the job is accomplished. You may be given some freedom to do the work in the way you feel best suited, but with that you must make sure that the goal is achieved. Participation of employee is simply including him in your team, taking his opinion, taking his suggestions, taking his views on certain policies in decision making, and by including him you are fulfilling this employee participation need. And lastly, your job security, which is to make the person more permanent natured job. By doing this, you are releasing him of the stress of being temporary job nature. It has a positive impact because he gets motivated to perform better in his work. At the same time, there is only one aspect that is in question, that is, sometimes job security leads to the person taking the job for granted, and that may lead him to be less motivated to do his work. But nevertheless, like I said, job security cannot be underestimated as a non-incentive. So, my students, I hope you have understood the concept of motivation along with the financial, non-financial incentives and Abraham Maslow's need hierarchy theory of motivation.
Prudent Scholars, powered by Lupin Pharmaceuticals.
अब आपकी सुरक्षा आपके हाथों में। ल्यूपी सेफ हैंड सैनिटाइजर, आपका और चेन्नई सुपर किंग्स का फर्स्ट लाइन ऑफ डिफेंस। अब आपकी सुरक्षा आपके हाथों में। ल्यूपी सेफ हैंड सैनिटाइजर, आपका और चेन्नई सुपर किंग्स का फर्स्ट लाइन ऑफ डिफेंस। अब आपकी सुरक्षा आपके हाथों में। ल्यूपी सेफ हैंड सैनिटाइजर, आपका और चेन्नई सुपर किंग्स का फर्स्ट लाइन ऑफ डिफेंस।